Otichilo is the governor of Vihiga County. Otichilo is the governor of Vihiga County.
So ile kitu mimi nataka tu kufanyia watu wangu wa
country. During his first term as governor, he was also widely recognized for his prudent and transformative leadership. He's a space scientist by profession. His expertise in environmental management and climate change committee at the Council of Governors.
I, Honorable Dr.
It must have the
strengthening healthcare services, with the Vihiga County Referral Hospital undergoing a significant to enhance service delivery. The enactment of the Vihiga County Referral Hospital Bill. In the past, access to specialized services as CT scans was a distant dream for serving his second and final term in office.
Tunaona mimi nimekaa tu vizuri, nang'ara tu hakuna. Stress hakuna. Hata watu wakizungumza mimi nasikiza tu babo embu na hiyo. Hata mimi sina habari. So ile kitu mimi nataka tu kufanyia watu wangu wa Vihiga maendeleo. Hiyo ndio kitu nataka nikitoka hapa. Mtakuwa nasema tulikuwa tu na mtu mmoja hapa anaitwa Otichilo. Ndio alituletea maendeleo hapa zaidi.
Wapi makofi tena tafadhali.
Prior to his election as governor, he served as the Member of Parliament for Emuhaya constituency for 2 consecutive terms. In 2015, he was ranked the best performing Member of Parliament in the country. During his first term as governor, he was also widely recognized for his prudent and transformative leadership. Governor Otichilo is a Since assuming office for his second term following the 2022 general elections, residents of Vihiga County have witnessed significant progress under his stewardship.
One of the key areas I'm very proud of. It must have the right laws, it must have the right regulations, and more important, it must have the required human resource.
The Vihiga County government has invested heavily in strengthening healthcare hospital undergoing a significant facelift to enhance service delivery. The enactment of the Vihiga County reform. In the past, access to specialized services as CT scans was a distant dream for many residents who were forced to travel long distances to other counties.
Mashine nimesikia nzuri yake kija maridadi. Matokeo sasa.
These and related treatments are available locally, eliminating the need to seek care outside the county. The hospital also provides reliable cardiac, dental and ophthalmic care services. Offering comprehensive administration has established a cancer screening and treatment center, a growing concern. Through support from the Kenya Urban Support Program, Vihiga County constructed a fully equipped non-community transform and accommodate more medical specialists. It will also support the expansion of enrollment at the Kenya Medical Training College, a more conducive environment for training and mentorship of healthcare professionals. In the past, Vihiga County lacked a modern and dignified mortuary facility. Today, however, the county boasts an ultra-modern funeral parlor, providing families loved ones.
That's the number of beds that we are going to add. We are expecting to add more than 160 beds through. We are going to have more than 6 theaters that are going to become.
We have been able to have a partnership with the international operation where we always Canadian Nurses for Africa, where we also do outreach and across the county.
According investments in primary healthcare.
Picha maridadi kabisa ya wageni wetu.
To further strengthen Vihiga partnered with the M-Pesa Foundation to construct a 43 neonatal care and child health services. The mother
unit for antenatal and first stage, but currently we have a different unit for antenatal, first stage and delivery room. We are receiving clients from other counties, our neighboring counties like Kakamega, Sumu and Nandi.
Madaktari wetu wa nyanchani, the CHPs. Tunasema mama yeyote asizalie nyumbani.
In 2025, the Ministry of Health ranked Vihiga third nationally for having one of the lowest maternal mortality rates, a major milestone in the county's healthcare journey. A 64-bed ward at Vihiga Sub-County Hospital, implemented in partnership with the Kenya Urban Support Program.
Now it is
To ensure effective service delivery to Mwananchi, the county administration will essential medicines. This has been achieved through strengthened partnership with the Kenya Medical Services. The Department of Agriculture, Livestock and Fishery Business remains the most sustainable pathway to economic empowerment. 100 million in grants, which pathway to economic empowerment increase their borrowing limits and improve access to affordable.
Enough CDP tulipewa, that was 130,000 for a start, ambazo ndio members wanazichukua.
Additionally, under the National Agricultural and Rural Inclusive Growth Project, Vihiga County made significant investments aimed at transforming subsistence farming into viable agribusiness ventures through value addition initiatives and partnership with Practical Action and GIZ. Over 6,000 youth were sensitized and empowered to actively participate in agribusiness. The young beneficiaries who ventured into poultry farming.
Na kuku 900. Nashukuru serikali kaunti ya Vihiga kwa na Practical Action, wametusaidia sana. Jambo ambalo ningependa kuambia mabinti ukulima uko na faida.
Vihiga County has emerged as a pacesetter in fish farming, positioning aquaculture as a viable economic activity for smallholder farmers. A major milestone was signing of the NORAD, Advancing Resilient Nutrient-Sensitive Smallholder Aquaculture Project, agreement between the county government of Vihiga and the Ministry of Mining and Blue Economy, implemented under the Aquaculture Business Development Program. The initiative marked a transformative leap for the county's fisheries sector. Through this program, 600 were onboarded and equipped with modern agriculture technologies to improve, a move that has significantly boosted fish production and increased household incomes.
Wetu hawa na shule zetu ya kwamba ufugaji na kilimo ya samaki iko na manufaa mengi sana. Inatusaidia tuweze kupata proteini na tena inatusaidia tuweze kuweka chakula kwa meza.
The project also extended support to 2 public schools by constructing lined fish ponds and strengthening 4 hatcheries. Nyang'ori Boys High School is among the beneficiaries. At the school, the circular economy pilot project integrating fish farming, poultry, vegetable production and black soldier fly technology is currently underway.
Catapulted our name. We have received many visitors coming to benchmark on this project, including county governments and even as far as Mozambique. We are actually moving into CBE, the competence-based education. We have already seen the benefit in the curriculum. Our students, the Young Farmers Club, are already having a lot of benefit as far as their agriculture is concerned. They are learning on how to be entrepreneurs even back at home. Some of them are even going a notch higher to copy these and do small fish ponds back in their homes.
It will also help us get some food because it is a good source of protein.
Beyond the school, the surrounding community benefits from the facility as it serves as training and demonstration center for aspiring fish farmers. Kubwa Concepta is one of the local beneficiaries. She owns 2 fish ponds and has embraced aquaculture as a sustainable source.
Nilikuja kani ndogo kabisa, hata ungeziona, lakini baada ya wiki moja zikaanza kuonekana sasa.
As we speak, they are doing the harvests, and Vihiga County is the leading in terms of the harvests. Governor has been very supportive. Without his interventions, we will not be having this project, because at the start, when we were starting, we ran into challenges that were beyond us.
Commissioned in 2019, Itoko Fish Hatchery and Agriculture Center continues to support within and beyond Vihiga. The center has installed fish feed manufacturing machines and is currently constructing a black soldier fly production unit to provide cost-effective and sustainable feed for fish, in addition to distributing 51,000 fingerlings. The county government feeds to farmers to lower production costs and maximize yields. On livestock development, the second of its kind in Kenya. The policy promotes sustainable and generative agriculture, reduce reliance on agrochemicals and conservation of agrobiodiversity.
We can ferment them and be able to take them back to the farms. We just want to give back to our soils so that they are healthy.
On matters of environment and climate change, Vihiga Hasilo Tichilo assumed office. Parts of the Maragoli that has since restored in South Maragoli, an apiculture beekeeping project has become a lifeline for local youth, providing both employment and environmental benefits through pollination.
Unaona beekeeping haina like utasema your full energy. Nilo unaeka tu hive and unangojea nini? Unaongejea mavuno.
The community itself decided, they wrote a proposal and they wanted to protect this area from people vandalizing the trees.
Similar initiative has been implemented in Gisambai and West Bunyore wards, and a honey processing facility has been constructed in South Maragoli ward. To nationalize climate research and innovation, the county government partnered with Kaimosi Friends University to establish. In collaboration with the FLOCA program, the county administration has implemented 24
initiative as the key person on the Committee on Environment and Climate Change. Now we have a climate change directorate in all the to mobilize and come out to this project. Climate action. It is out of that World Bank was now to give us a funding to be able to deal with climate change.
15,000 residents across Vihiga.
Usombe maji ya ng'ombe, usombe hata ukirudi saa zingine umechoka sana. Lakini leo nashukuru tumepata maji kwa urahisi.
Masomoni twaimarika kwa sababu tunayo maji.
Tutaki eucalyptus karibu na mito kwa sababu ndio inanyonya maji ambayo tunajaribu kuwaletea hii.
Tuangalie tena mradi mwingine, sio kwa wa maji. Hata wakati huu mnaweza sema kwamba tunataka tupande miti.
Additional climate related inventions in serving more than 10,000 residents. Independently, the county government has also initiated multiple water supply projects to enhance efficiency in service delivery. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Once said now. Years ago, many technical vocational education and training centers were in dilapidated state. Today, they are well equipped, modernized institutions with increased student enrollment and improved learning environments. His administration has also established additional TVET centers, including one serving learners in Gisambai ward.
Kufix hizi pipes sikuwa najua, lakini nimejua kwa sasa. Yenye naambia wanawake ni kwamba wasione kazi ngumu, hakuna kazi ngumu, ni mtu kujituma. Alafu kwa wasichana, wasione ati kazi yenye vijana wanafanya hawezi fanya. Kila mtu anaweza fanya kazi na pia wasiogope.
We have a very vibrant office, industrial liaison office that works hand in hand with other organizations to ensure that these trainees at least they get places where they can be attached.
When I came in, I found only about 8 vocational training centers. From that time to date, we have now 34 vocational training centers. We have increased the enrollment from 1,700 to over 6,000 youth joining those vocational training centers.
In early childhood development education ECDE, the progress has been transformative. The The administration found only 4 ECD classrooms from previous regime. In 8 years, the number has risen to 415 newly constructed classrooms across the county. In addition, 814 ECD teachers have been employed on permanent and pensionable terms.
Naona mahali wanafunzi wametoka ni mahali ambapo hapakuwa pasafi kabisa. Sikuje mnatupa mawe hapa, si ndio? Ama kuvunja madirisha.
Governor Otichilo also pioneered the Governor Scholarship Program, the first of its kind in the county. The scholarship covers shopping allowances, pocket money, and mentorship programs during school holidays.
Tunasema ni kama miujiza, hatukukuwa na hope. Ukienda kwangu, yuruma tu gavana, sina mtoto mwenye kusoma.
My heartfelt appreciation goes to the governor and his administration for his tireless for us to acquire quality education.
Launched in 2019, the academic dreams. Owen Malwa, who joined high school under the scholarship program.
I even have some friends that we usually talk. Many of them, they are in universities. And they are really program. Impact of that program will be seen maybe some years to come, and many people about it.
Similarly, Marion Alugoye to Bunyore Girls High School under the same scholarship initiative. She's now studying Friends University, steadily working toward her dream career in healthcare.
Thanks to I've finally made it. Okay, so far so good, yeah. Good, yeah. I think I'm achieving my dream though.
Nilikuwa nimejitayarisha kwenda Kapsotik Secondary School ambao ni day school. Nilikuwa nimejitayarisha hivyo. Akapiga simu, akasema ako katika county government kwa ofisi kwamba nimefaulu na governor amekubali kunisaidia, ingawaje tuko wawili kwa
that why are they not doing that? But for above that, we gave them a leeway because after the first default notice on 5th of February 2026, they made a response after 2 weeks on 22nd of February 2026, confirming that they'll be back on site and be able to resume work, of course, citing the reasons why they have not been able to on site. And for the avoidance of doubt, they communicated about the issue of finances. But later on, after they resumed work, a little bit, it was so scaled down. In the month of March, they didn't do much of work to be able to do what? The entire of March, they were not on of works from the Department of Transport and Infrastructure going to recover the completed work. But immediately should not be able to worry about finances. They responded on 22nd of April, and they mentioned the same is available for all of us to see it. If you go to the site, there is a site office. It is displayed on it's supposed to be displayed on wall there to see. By end of this year, 31st of this is not to the standard. His Excellency the Governor, before the Labor Day, there was a team from Nairobi on special delivery. They came here from the 10 markets spread across the county that are being put to government in collaboration with the national government. And together with this project, the special delivery unit from the office of the president, they came together with the regional commander to check on the project, among them the kite. And through that, it was supposed to give a report that it was supposed to be considered. We raised the issue and we brought out the contractor. And it is them that also resumed with a very scaled down. And it's true, we need to give a position that is very substantive. We set up a committee that is chaired by the CCM Finance, together with the CCM Transport and Infrastructure, in this department, together with the CCM, to review on, among other things, the ability and the capability the next remaining phase of period. So as you speak, the report at the end of the day, and because it's not complete, maybe it's still in the draft, I may not be able to present or be able to communicate here, but we know before the end of this week, we'll be able to get a clear position if we continue with the contractor or not, and if then what is and agree with the business community, we are not doing well in that particular regard. I think I've said so much. It has also maybe combined with a little bit of financial management issues within that. I think based on what the business community has done, we agree the value for money for the funds from 2023 2025, they're not significantly seen on the surface, because remember, when you are doing this kind, most of the work, they go on foundation excavation. But you'll note that when we are now doing the steel work and roofing, it will be very fast. If we had a commitment and a consistent contractor, I can assure you this work will be done. And I can assure you all these funds, certificate 1, 2, 3, and 4, we've paid them. It only paid based on work that has been measured and verified by our quantity surveyor who is in this call. And therefore, I think there is no funds that has been misappropriated or work that has been paid over and above that is not certified. And for this reason, any monies that was either budgeted for and not used, in most cases, we have so much, maybe in terms of pending bills, we can do environment. But the only money that went to the contractor is based on the, we have clear documentation to that particular community, and the entire county should not be worried about that. Will the SGR expansion and railway station be of great contribution to us? I can tell you certainly yes. Remember, we have already an engagement with the Kenya Railways by virtue of us. That land is around 13 point something acres. They will not use all of it. We are only using for the aggregation pack. The rest of it, the conversation is it can be used for another purpose, either for affordable house or something. And because of that engagement, it will be very only in Yala, but in Luanda, because remember, we are aggregating and doing value addition. There'll be a lot of goods coming in, mostly agriculture among others. And therefore, that station, it will be easy communication, it will be easy transportation, it will be make the park to be active and vibrant. And I think through the intervention of His Excellency the Governor, our request was granted, and I could hear the communication when the president was there. Indeed, there's something that I think I'll rest there for now, Director. I'm coming later on. Arises. Thank you.
Chief, thank you. Maybe before members ventilate on this, you told us a lot of things. I would like us to summarize it. And the total value of this project, Yakaips, ni what? 500? Can you hear me? Hello, Daktari, you see there?
Yeah, sorry, I admitted, yes.
The total value of the project is 500 million.
Yes, the cut of volume, but the contract sum. Let's use the contract sum.
The contract sum, yes.
Yeah, the contract sum is 496 million.
406 million. The contribution from national government is?
Okay, the figure is not complete. 496 million, 28,151 shillings.
151.
Yes.
Of this, what is the national government's contribution?
The national contribution, of course, when we talk about the budget amount for this project is 500 million, but we contracted it at 496. So there was a saving of around 4,000 there. So we talk about the budget amount, it's 500 million, with the county government contributing 250 million, and the national government doing the equal contribution of 250 million. Yes.
Okay. As we speak, how much has our county government paid?
So as we speak, our county government has paid close to approximately 59 million in 4 certificates.
Okay.
Yes.
National government?
Of course, when we go into figures, if our contribution was 250 million and we have paid 59 million in terms of certificate, we'll say that we have a balance of around 191 million, right?
Yeah.
Yes, which we know, I said we have close to 83 million, which is going to be given in this financial year. We are going to be able to put it. And then the balance will be able to pay it's budgeted for in the next financial year. For the national government, they gave their total contribution of 250 million. They did it in 2 batches, but they were more or less in sequence. They did it in 125 million, and after 2 weeks, they gave it in 125 million in the month of March and April.
Okay.
Easier.
So by and large, the national government contribution is received. Now, one thing I need you to verify or to clarify to members, the process of procuring for this contractor. Who was primary? Was it us, government, or was it national government?
The process of procurement was an open tender, which an advert was done by the Ministry of, it was done in what we call a pool of several counties by the ministry, which is a parent Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry. But because it was done in pool, after the advert was done, the evaluation and award was decentralized to the county. So it is them that they ran the advert, but now it is us who did the evaluation and the award as a county.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Members, now you can raise your hand. You can raise your hand if you have some feedback on this matter. Nkrumah, you have the mic. Nkrumah.
First of all,
Yes.
thank you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Wayne, for organizing this meeting. Thank you so much, and thanks for those who are on the meeting, online in the meeting. Just one simple question. One clarification from the chief. We seem to be having facts on what we have contributed towards the KIPE project in terms of funding. Can he substantively tell us the amount of money that has gone into this project? We are falling back on the timelines for the completion of this project. Has the national government, in partnership with the county government, engaged the contractor to establish just as to when can we revise the timelines so that we can be able to project when this project will come to life? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Frank, you also had a question? Let's see your hand up. Yes. Frank, if you can hear me.
Hello, you can get me?
Yes, we can
Are
hear
you
you now.
getting me?
Yes, please.
Now, my question is partly tackled by Nkrumah, and I have another one which goes to the chief officer. I've noted when we are talking about timelines and we are talking about the issue of funding to this project, we are not doing a good people of Vihiga. Reason being, the national government has released its part of the capital towards it's part of funding. Now, we know government works through financial years, and the problem of Vihiga is we don't actually keep to the timelines. Where are we now headed? We are now in May. Next month it will be June. Why are we making a lot of stories about this and yet just in implementing what is on the paper? There is a lot of money lying in the bank. That money should have come to Vihiga so that we can see money circulating. Cash flow is an issue. So the department needs to tell us, why is it that they're trying to cuddle and maybe go round and round with this contractor? He's a businessman like us, but now why are we doing injustice to our people of Vihiga? And then two, the department, in as much as it's focusing on the construction, the whole KIPE concept has not yet been unpacked to the people of Vihiga. We are constructing. We are stalling the construction. Why are we also installing the engagement of the people of Vihiga so that goods can start now being developed within in our county? I don't see very much what you said. Even the leafy vegetables, where are they? Why are we doing things like we don't really know the end product? I think there is a lot that we need to sit back and work on. He has mentioned the issue of civic education. Who is leading civic education over this matter of KIPE? Who? I have not seen it anywhere. Who is leading the civic education? And we are losing money. And then we will be blaming, oh, so and so. But the thing is, the buck stops amongst our county executive. I think I leave there for now.
Thank you. Chief, you have any response before I also try to engage on the same?
Yes. Let me start with the, you take a pen and paper, and I want to be very candid and factual on our payments. To date, as a county, we have paid 58,949,941 shillings. This one is put in 4 different payment certificates. I repeat, we've paid 58,949,941. So equally to date, this is at the balance. If we need to give best amount of 250 million, our balance as a county, it is 150,059 shillings, 191,050,059 shillings. This 58,949,941 has been paid in 4 certificates. The first certificate was paid on 15th of February 2024. It was the tune of 14,038,375. This, you can note, it was slightly, if we signed the contract on 26th of September 2023, it was within the first 9 months. The second certificate was paid on 6th of January 2025 of 20,801,382. You find this one was paid almost a year after, and you'll find this equally was because of delayed disbursement. The third certificate was paid on 4th of 2017, and the last certificate was paid early this year on 6th of January 11,367. So you'd note that the staggered payment, we did one in 2024, 2 payments in 2025, 1 payment in 2026. Indicated from my very comments from the onset that when we did the conceptualization of this land was so huge, we were not able to match. Late in the day, when there was intervention of looking for land, we didn't get land. That from the counties even in batch 1, the Kirinyaga, I said, was between 10 to 100 acres on the public engagements. On now the software, we are dealing with the hardware of putting up and now just doing the procurement and contracting procedures. So we've taken a lot of time and maybe engagement on the procurement and contracting. We've been able to forget around the 9 other things. If you look at the guidelines, we have almost 9 other things that are required. We only talk about procurement. We never talk about investor engagement. We never talk about the value chain mapping. We don't talk about decisively about the land requirements and what needs to be done, among other things. And I agree with the business community. As a county, we are not up to the speed, what needs to be done. And it's because of the conceptualization that, of course, came from top bottom, and you are living a step at a time. We are looking at solutions to be done and how it should be the case. Maybe to look at that, we went into a conference that was organized by KPMG together with the European Union, which brought on the table sometimes in the first week of December 2025. And it was just an engagement where we are learning from the counties that are done well. And in our region here, the county that is almost stable in implementing is Kakamega. And why have they done very well? We learned that the best way to implement KIPE, it is to have a special purpose vehicle that is concerned not only in KIPE, but in running and working with investors. And like in Kakamega, we have now Kakamega Investment Development Corporations. So it is not the department that is the parent department that does, but you have a dedicated incorporated entity that is able to run, manage all these particular relationships, which are almost to the script of a corporate body that look at the timelines, and even if there are mitigations that turn on time. We find out when you leave it to be in the normal Nyeri has, Kirinyaga has gone that direction. They have a development cooperation. We've seen the same to Meru. And even Homa Bay, where you've seen within this region, they're almost at 80. They have an investment vehicle to be able to run their affairs, because the challenges that come there, they require somebody who will be on top of things to be able to run and be able to look at the areas, measures that can be done around that. I agree. As a county, while we are looking at putting up the infrastructure, we need to have engagement on other requirements. We need to be able to engage and clearly conduct a value chain mapping and value chains this county has. I've mentioned about the dairy, banana, avocado, African leafy vegetables. They know the surpluses, the post-harvest losses. They know the existing facility and direct our farmers. Well, as we are putting up the CAIP, they're also looking at production. Somebody tell me, as a county, we want the facility to be complete, then we will come back and peer activities. If there was a strategic investment that from outside to be do a feasibility study and do a value chain study that can be referred to it. Most of the investors who come, they'll want, what is the document? Where are we looking at? What are the references? Where are the numbers in terms of export potentials? What can we do? So in this, as a department, we are looking on how, before we finish, we need to have done against maybe political interferences or many other things that will be. So in this case, when we put clearly, even as a county, a clear policy framework through our trade committee, we have a special purpose account, we have an investment policy and a profile, then we'll be good to go. It will be something, if not, I'll be glad to clarify.
I think you types. But I think members have gotten a feel of the more concerned is the issue of payment or irregular payments. Remember, county government payments are subject. Dr. Anaya has stated the county has paid 59 million so far. It has a balance of 191. The national government disbursement has been given in full. And that is why when I was stating on the wall that we expect the contractor to be back on site, because the management team of the project need to relook into. But I am sure the department has had
of sand, 20 of ballast, and 5 laborers. Special delivery unit that we need to make sure that we have, which is already done. And because in the draft, I know within the week and as we go into weekend, we'll have a position on the contractor.
So that's fine. And then on the issue of what are we doing in preparation for the industrial park? There are 2 projects that million. One is called NARIG, the National Agricultural Rural and Inclusive CDP. These 2 projects are developing the development of agricultural value chains in Vihiga, and they're focusing on the avocado production, dairy production, poultry, leafy agriculture, Africa leafy vegetables, and banana production. So these are some of the initiatives that this CAIPS, while it's in development, are being developed in agriculture, so that once the project is, we have a space for value addition in Vihiga County. Yes, I can see we have additional questions from Frank and Nkrumah. Frank, go first, and then Nkrumah to wrap.
I'm asking, why was it difficult to get the contractor, this contractor called Astonia, on site? What was so difficult for him to join, to be requested to join this conversation, so that
maybe in the following engagements you can still raise the contractor and have him on this conversation for further engagement. And Nkrumah, what's the name of the contractor on the CAIPS?
Yeah, Astonia Construction Limited. It should be part of your members in the county, Frank.
I've actually requested Rashid to pick it up, so that we know, are we talking to some?
Thank you. First is I'm glad to see the very idea of CAIP is a perfect idea for an agro-based economy like ours, small agro-based economy. The end chain of a value. What happens in a value chain, which we really need to carry from sick? It is my understanding that the government has invested over time in 2 major programs for agriculture. My question is, has this investment been going to the right and relevant target groups? Because what NARIC was doing, NARIC was sincerely developing the very foundation that this type is supposed to grow on. Now CDP is now developing the aggregation part of that foundation to us. And the moment now CDP becomes a problem to us, then the aggregation part will not be of any meaningful value.
We dropped out. We lost you there.
Maybe give it to Rashid to respond.
Yes, yes. Rashid.
I lost the link. Somebody was calling.
Okay, and Nkrumah?
Sorry. And then the second issue I was having was I want to also appreciate the chief. The chief has raised a very fundamental factor, and that is on policy. We also have tasked the chief with his team to come up with a policy that is supposed to be covering public-private partnership, because we don't have a policy framework in Vihiga on that. And the moment we have a policy document riding on the one that we are now working on with the executive, I'm sure the issues that he has been raising on the special purpose vehicle, special purpose accounts, special purpose objectives, and special purpose missions will be covered and well covered. So the gains I'm getting from this meeting are that the chief seems to be having it right on his side. The vision is good. We have a case. The private contractors have a case, which I think is being addressed. And then the challenge I'm throwing to you, director and team, is we are at a point where we really have to have a candid discussion. Did we get NARIC right? And if we didn't get it right, it is time now to right what we went wrong, so that now CDP provides us with a vehicle that will enable us achieve what we expect from KAIP. Thank you.
Thank you. Rashid?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I'd like to come out clear that, first and foremost, the chief officer has told us that the contractor comes from Kisumu. That's the problem with the county government of Vihiga. They always look for contractors outside this county, assuming that the contractors from Vihiga have no capacity. Look how the money, ile pesa is spent for your project. Yesterday, I was at the ground. I've taken some photos. I have them here. Seriously, there's nothing. 59 million, and the national government, I think, have dispersed their money. You look on the ground, there's a big problem. In the capacity that when you look, they have given that contract to somebody from Kisumu. When that man is paid the money, hiyo posa yote inaenda Kisumu. And we are talking of devolution, we want to empower our people. The county government is the one doing the evaluation. And the chief officer knows very well that we have contractors in Vihiga County ambao wanaweza kufanya hii kazi. Then inafika mahali they
And Nkrumah, you had one last thing before you move to pending bills? Yes, Roger.
If I may add something, Bwana Matika.
Yes.
If I may add something, I think we shall be doing injustice to discuss somebody who is on this, not here now. I will urge the next meeting we have, Matika, the contractor comes on site so that he explains some of these things.
That is in order. Although my brother Rashid, yeah, I think for the most part, will agree with me that the issue of procurement, especially with regard to this specific project, not generally, but with regard to this specific project, there was no way to control who was going to get that contract, at least from our end, if you get my drift. So we cannot blanketly say that we excluded Vihiga County contractors as far as KIPES was concerned, because this was a coordinated national government, county government procurement process, and it was an open tender. Yeah, if you know what I'm saying. Let us just leave it at that.
You know what's happening? You know what's happening? You know what is happening with these people, Mr. Machi?
Just a moment. Let me get Nkuruma's 1 minute, and then Chief Officer 1 minute, and then Rashid, I give you 1 minute, and then we move to pending bills. So,
sorry,
Nkuruma,
mine is a delayed. I delayed to remove my hand. I'm sorry. I've now just pulled it down.
No problem. Then thank you. Then Waziri and the Chief Officer Anaya.
Yeah,
you
yes,
have 1 minute.
I really like the chairman of contractors, and I think I want to put some facts correct around he knows how contracting is done. He knows, and there is a link with the tender notice from the Ministry of Investment, Trade and Industry in July 2023 that invited companies, prospective contractors, not in one county. There were 25 counties. Ours was number 24. It was for the 3 weeks where they were required, those qualified and interested tenderers, to be able to apply for this. And when the tender closed on the Friday, 21st July 2023, I think after 3 weeks, it was the entire month of July, we were required as a county now to open and evaluate. And you know, out of an open tender that was done for 3 weeks, only 3 prospective bidders applied, and it's only Astronia that was able to get that job. I don't know where our local contractors were in July to be able to apply for this job. And you know how open tenders are. When somebody gets the facts right, he gets the job, even if he was the only person that was there as advertised. And number 2, on the same case, I agree with what the chairman of contractors in Vihiga is saying. Indeed, the contractor has done a disservice to the county. And as I've said from my concept, opening remarks, it's what you call contract management. That it is the contractor that has not been able to live to his expectation. And therefore, I said we leave at that point. What decision needs to be done on the contractor is at advanced stage, and it was through a trigger that was given right from the national government, because they have put their money, and you know, money from the national government cannot stay in a special purpose account without being consumed. And the reason there, they were saying there were issues with money. Now money is there, is not being consumed, so we need to give a report. And remember, there is always compliances and reports done on a monthly basis. So even I, as a accounting officer, am even much worried, because what are we going to say? Money hit the account in the month of March, April. It has not been consumed because there is no certificate to pay. I have 0 certificate to pay on any work that has been done. The work that has been there on the ground is completely not substantial, to say the least.
Okay. Thank you.
And then lastly, of course, in Nguruma's case, he was talking about issues to do with were we ready? Was there readiness of this county to onboard KIPE? The answer is no. We didn't have the structure. Whether we're legal, institutional, we didn't have to drive the investment of such magnitude. In the department, we were caught off guard as a county. It is a public knowledge, not in Vihiga, most of them. We didn't have an agency, whether to be able to do this. And even the enabling environment, because the moment we need to have such an investment of this magnitude, we need to have a vehicle that can be able to walk on what type of road, who need to drive it. Was there business climate smoothness? Was there way we can remove the bureaucracy and the unpredictability? All the answers we are saying we are not able to do it. And that's why I said clearly, at the end of 2025, we had a conversation around all those people who have been able to have this project. Those at the beginning, those who have not done, and what is it that needs to be done. And there were 2 things that we are told, and maybe the business community can assist us to let the conversation go out there. One, we need to put in place investment structures. The who. We need to have an institutional body responsible for attracting and facilitating and
I think
retaining the
you are repeating yourself now. You have already stated those issues.
Yeah, so I'll just simply say it is back to the my chair of the department at the assembly, so that we need to have a vehicle to enable do it, and we are committed to ensure that we make all the wrongs, we make all the rights from the wrongs that we need. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. One write down what Chief is saying is these issues are not unique to Vihiga. We have 20, are there 29 implementing or 27 implementing counties?
We have close to 30 something, around 30.
Close to 30 something. These issues are not unique to Vihiga. The structures, the issue of funding, the whole problem and the concept we've been discussing here are not unique to Vihiga. Yeah, and that is why even the other counties that are made progress are struggling with the same problems. All right. So Alan, you're the last person to speak. Frank, we will dwell on this issue till forever. We need to move to the next subject.
I just wanted to give my last comment over this issue so that we can progress.
You have a minute. You have a minute, please.
Now, I've listened to the chief officer and yourself, and given that this was our inaugural dialogue over these issues that affect Vihiga County, I propose that the chief officer organizes maybe a consultative meeting bringing together all the key stakeholders in Vihiga County, so that the issues that he has been able to raise today and the issues that are also stalling this activity, because these are very huge investment into our economy. We should have a stakeholders meeting whereby we should brief all of them, whether it is Chamber of Commerce, whether it is we call them the MKU, the market, whatever, and any other who feels he can be able to come on table so that we move forward. We are not moving forward.
All right, thank you. Alan, a minute, and then we move to the next agenda.
Thank you. I just need to follow up two things. One, you did mention clearly about the two projects, the KAIP one and the NARIG one, which the county has put in significant amount of resources in terms of the capital expense that the county has put into this project. But I'm looking at the approach clearly, and the chief has tried to explain some of the challenges that are there. But I feel like the county has, in many places and on many occasions, dealt on the supply side. Let us construct, let us give farmers chicks, let us give them raw materials, let us give them inputs, but then there looks to be a deliberate effort, or rather a deliberate issue to leave out the demand side of it. For example, which has clearly come out when the chief is saying on the KAIP issue, that the utilization of that investment, the utilization of that project at the end, who are going to benefit from it? It looks like, as you mentioned, lack of a feasibility study, looks like investment issues that are there, those that are going to convert it into now deliberate use so that we can get value for money and value for the investment has been missing. So there is a missing link between supply and demand, that we are working on supply. It was the same thing with the NARIG project. Let us give farmers inputs, let us give them this, let us give them this. But then at the end of it, what is the end goal? Have we done an economic impact of the project that ended, because it came to an end? Now we are in Navi CDP. And what structural or other administrative measures have been put in place to ensure that Navi CDP does not go the same way as NARIG went, whereby you saw there was a lot of issues about project management, underutilization of the funds. You hear even Chief is saying underutilization of the funds in terms of uptake from the KAIP. There seemed to be a lack of a framework. So what is the county doing administratively to curb those issues, whereby there is a holistic approach to projects, that the citizens of the county, we get value for those investments, that we are not just sinking money down a drain to ensure that we are ticking a box that this has been done, but then holistically looking at it, the wananchi of the county are not actually benefiting from these projects in the long run. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan, for your question. Allow me, just a moment, Chief. Allow me to take down that question because of time. Allow me to take down that question, and together with the county economic team, the Department of Planning and Economy, we and the Department of Agriculture specific, we are going to put together a response. So maybe in the next engagement, we should begin with that question, the impact and what informs planning as far as some of these projects are concerned. So thank you, Alan, for the question. Because of time, gentlemen and ladies, allow us to go to the second agenda, because this conversation was supposed to take place, was supposed to end at 1, and we are 36 minutes past midday, or 24 minutes to 1. So allow us to go to the next subject. All right. And then we will have a 5 minutes at the end of this conversation for Waziri Kitungulu and Waziri Lunani. Because some of the issues, especially the ones that Alan has mentioned, also touch on policy direction as far as implementation and conceptualization and implementation of our projects are concerned. Sawa. All right. So the next agenda we were supposed to look at was pending bills. I don't know, do we have finance people in this conversation? Director Siguta or Chief Officer Planning? I can't see them in this conversation. But no, they're not in this conversation. But the question that was asked, if you'll allow, the question that was asked around pending bills was as follows. What is the status of? No, somebody alluded that our pending bills currently stand at 2 billion. And then says that as of September 2025, reports suggest that pending bills had escalated to approximately 2 billion, causing severe financial distress to local contractors and businesses. And then the question now that came out of that was, what is the exact verified stock of pending bills as of April 2026? Why has the figure continued to rise despite budgetary allocation aimed at clearing them? On this question, because we have finance people here, we will use figures as at the end of last financial year. Because I'd invited the delegation from finance to give us current figures as far as pending bills are concerned. Waziri Lunani, I want to throw you a curveball, if you don't mind. Waziri Lunani, if you're still on the line, because as at the end of the last one.
Yeah,
yes.
Thank you for creating the forum and under the guidance of Wayne. Yeah, the issue of pending bills is a very dicey and emotive agenda, not only for county government of Vihiga, but cutting across all the 47 counties, and also has a huge impact at the national level. I don't know where that figure of 2 billion came out, because it is not a secret. The control of budget, the Auditor General, the Assembly, and the executive side of the county government of Vihiga publishes our budget, publishes audit reports, publishes the pending bills, as it were. At the tail end of last financial year, that is as of 30th June 2025, our pending bills stood at 1.1 billion. So unless we are using figurative language to say close billion, but it was not 2 billion. So I don't know where that figure came. And this financial year, we had budgeted close to 600 million, I think 500, and I can't quote the exact figure. That's why Wayne had called finance to be here for this March. Overtook a payment schedule covering up until 30th that cuts across finishing all the pending bills. Issue has always been on a rotational basis. How do we ensure that we pay some of the pending bills then also we pay recurrent and all the others. It is public knowledge, and it's not unique to Vihiga. Our development, money is capped. We have more recurrent than development. So you find every exchequer, as it comes, there is a percentage that goes towards spending bills and also looking at our recurrent. Our biggest all that takes close to 1.4 billion and thereabouts. So sometimes when people look at and say that we are only paying salaries, no, that is the biggest amount. But to answer the question is, the amount is not what they were saying. I have given the figure for what it stood at the tail end, and this is verifiable information. You can get it from the county website, you can get this from the county assembly, or even the OAG reports, and even the control of budget, quarter 1 and quarter 2 performance reports for counties. These are figures that are there. And we'll wait, close this financial year, we'll be able to issue another report we'll have paid. But I know the governor is committed and the county executive is committed to ensure we expend all the monies that were allocated for pending. I think I'll stop there.
Waziri, to add?
And my CCM has been very elaborate on that. I think we leave it at that for now. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Rodi.
For bringing up this forum. Despite the pains that has me included heavily on pending bills, I'm happy at least there is a voice that is talking to us. Because on several occasions, Lolani is my witness and I am my witness. It has made us look as if we are even employed by our people are always in these offices to look for these things. All said and done, let me appreciate the governor for his good leadership, for his good structures. But as I have always said, the structures in this county are the ones that have really let us down. I'm happy the Department of Trade is here, ambayo inafaa kuwa inatushughulikia sisi watu wa biashara. Local investors who have actually borrowed money from banks, borrowed money from different areas to do work in Vihiga County. Unfortunately, the payment is not coming. The pain contractors and service providers go through in looking for even production of files from Department of Wanamatika. It has gone beyond humanity. And when you talk of even the figures I'm hearing here of about one in the contractors, the Vihiga contractors. So I don't know what this other money is, but I can tell you the truth. Vihigans, and we want to solve the problem of Vihigans. We want to create economy ya Vihiga ikuwe mzuri. Pesa the local contractors in Vihiga. I will say this, over 59 Vihiga-based local service contractors are owed about 300 million. Number two, estimated this thing has cost human cost and a lot of high blood pressure, CRB listing, bank auctions, staff layoffs by the investors, dropout. It is not as easy thing as that people are just talking of pending bills. Vihiga money is invested in Kisumu, just as the local investors. What sisi tunasemaga Vihiga hili 20 million, 10 million, and then today you are paid 500,000 or even 1 million. Wanamatika, does it make any meaningful investment? The injustice, verified files missing, even the pending bill committee. And I wish, Bonalunani, through your ministry, the governor did a good thing to create the pending bill committee. Files that were verified to be paid are missing. Say we are building Vihiga, and some of these files, that, as I have said earlier, has been at 300 million. And then 2040, even let's take it 2018 to 2020, painfully you can see files the paid. This is not actually a budgetary problem. This is a humanity and fairness problem. So, as let's look at it when I talk it as a director in chamber. We only have three asks. First request to the county government. First in, first out pay. At least tulipe watu wa 2018, watu wa 2024 tutawalipa. And then with this committee that was formed for the pending bills committee, you see, it is on that committee from the business community and even the contractors. Hiyo inaweza tusaidia sana so that ukweli ifanyikane. So that also I will request the county government at least to have a live verification week. Let's say hata kama ni 1 week. The directive, open county hall for at least 5 days. Pending bills committee include finance, procurement to sit daily. Delivery notes, invoices, completion certificate for verification. Contractor certified copy is enough. No more files imepotea excuses. Publish the county to publish all verified bills with amount here. Files move to treasury to await funds. Ask 3. If publish monthly payment transparency, every 30th, the county to publish a website notice board, chamber or chamber WhatsApp, name of the contractor paid, amount paid, LPOs. Itasaidia sana transparency and kickbacks. Vihiga will see if you pay 2024 and not. So I urge the county government through our minister wa trade, wewe ndio nyumba yetu, hata tufai kuwa tunalalamika sana. Unafaa Vihiga not suffer and have pressure what is going on. I think I'll stop there for now. Has something to add on this.
With the issue of pending bills, it has been a big problem in Vihiga County. Even some of us, we have lost our contractors. As we are talking now, we have lost some few contractors. So we are asking upon the county government, look at our own people. We have said we are empowering our people. Look, our local contractors. What will find a so I've heard Nkrumah talking here. You know, these MCAs are also the ones adding the because once the governor aliingia akasema hata peana kazi nyingine mpaka tumalize pay the pending bills. You see, you can have like a minister of transport, ikona pending bills 300 million. When they go to supplementary budget, the MCAs wanakubali kulipa only 40 million and giving out new jobs. The pending bills is increases. We are talking, it must be 2 billion. Maybe waziri Lunani zote. Hiyo 2 billion is true because kila mwaka MCAs wanaongeza kazi every now and then so that they can be wanafanya hizo kazi wenyewe, or they grab something of the sort, so that the ones look into that to pay our people. Watu wasikufe.
Thank you, Rashid. However, we still maintain 2 billion is your figure. We have records that show and have verified the number of pennies that we have. Please take less than a minute. I need to give other people an opportunity.
Yeah, just a moment, 1 minute. I want to believe this devolution came for the people of Vihiga to enjoy the fruits.
True.
And as I have told you, Bonamatika, and the Minister for Trade is here, and the CEO for Trade is here. Ukiangalia tu madeni ya locals wale wanaweza lipwa upate in Chavakali, somebody is opening up another job for. Here we are making a 24-hour. In Luanda there is something. In Maragoli there is something. These local contractors that we believe are only owed. Mimi sitaki kujua hiyo pesa ingine. Wale local contractors najua hiyo pesa hata haijapita 300 million. And I'm challenging the county to have a life verification. Watu walete tu bills zao. The local contractors boss, hatutakuwa hata na machozi tunalia. Rally.
Thank you. Frank, please kindly take a minute so that we also give Nkrumah a minute and then Bahati also a minute. So Frank?
Yeah, I would take my minute by first of all expressing my about the response we are getting from the county government, given that the people who have solved this issue of the pending bills, it is the Department of Finance. The Department of Finance are the ones who are in charge. And we actually had made a request so on the discussion today so that we can have a conversation. If it is an issue of the contractors or suppliers, we can be able to raise it and we put. But it's a very unfortunate, the CC Finance, Mr. Mulongo is missing. Mr. Atemba, is it Atemba is missing, no director, no nothing. So to me, it means they are not really very ready to address this issue of pending bills. I know Mr. Honorable Lunani comes in, I know he could be the chair of, is it pending bills committee, something like that. But his hands could be tied at some point because the money is held differently. I would also want to say that we need to have a very, we need to agree. Are we really working for the Vihiga people or we are working for somebody else? Because if you look at the bills that are for local people, it is as Rodiz has actually given a glimpse of our analysis of the local amount of money owed to the local people. It's not a lot of money. The assembly has in the past, no, who is being paid? Because after the money or that financial year ends, you find the pending bills are increasing. That's a fact. Who is this that is being paid? Can we now, maybe through the Department of Finance and the County Assembly, I'm happy Mr. Nkrumah is here, can the list of people who have been, or those who are on the pending bills who have been paid, can the list be made so that we know so and so has been? I think there is some opaqueness in how we are handling. I'm also one of the people who are owed by the county government. Not much money, but you see, the problem is arising from the treasury. Their officers are the ones who are in charge of procurement. Why is it that files are missing some key documents which are to be generated by the county government? Supplier, contractor to keep running in one of the offices, left, right, center, looking for an LPO or any document. I think we need to be very serious. The department, actually, I call out the Department of Finance, is not committed into solving this issue. However much we are going to maybe go over and round. By the way, when the current governor came into office, the pending bills, he has been in office. What has he done to clear this burden of pending bills in Vihiga? I think we need to are owed money by the county government know how they are going to get their money, because these people spent their own savings. Why are we running down some lives?
Okay, Frank. Thank you. A bit of clarity there also, Frank. When the governor took office, historical pending bills were 1.2 billion. Can we agree on that? When he took office, the first regime accumulated a pending bill of 1.2 billion, out of which we have paid all of it except a balance of 35.5 million, which is being cleared this financially. Now, the bulk of the pending bills in question here are the ones we have accrued for the last 9 years, of which this financial year we have 600 million to clear, and then the next financial year to clear the balance. So your documents are well received, and I guarantee you, while we might not have concern here, I am noting down the critical areas of concern, and we are going to departments for, it's an insight, it's feedback from our engagement with the Mwananchi, so that we don't sit pretty when there could be some challenges or some areas where we could tighten and streamline, making sure that's effective. Bahati. Oh, sorry. Nkrumah spoke.
Hello. Thank you, Director. There are 3 issues. One, we have to lie to solve the pending bill issues. The cries of the contractors are genuine. And for us to try and establish where did it start, where did the rain start hitting us? One, for myself, because I have contractors from my work, so I will speak for them. And I also speak. We are having 3 challenges with the pending bills. One is the rapid disappearance of files. Something has to be done. Why files are disappearing when they are supposed to be paid has become a pandemic now. It's an issue. We have to address it. And then 2, these pending bills can be disaggregated, where we can have small claims and big claims. Small claims are normally bills that are accrued by people whose capacity is not big. Why can't we cap the small big claims and then have them sorted at a go? We can decide, the committee for pending bills can decide all the bills of less than 3 million. In the next requisition, we clear them up to the point of around a given % of the pending bills that will be cleared. In the last 3 years I've been in the assembly, there has been from the executive and equally goodwill from the assembly to address the challenge. We have appropriated and we have had meetings with His Excellency the Governor that have agreed on one thing. Now, the running pending bills, I want my colleagues here, the contractors, to also accept blame. What is so difficult with a contractor being on site after award on time, doing his work or their work progressively, raising certificates progressively, requesting for payments progressively, and having a given amount of money cleared towards the end of the running bills into the next financial year? The reason being, there was a delay with EGP. The EGP issue was solved when direct now IFMIS procurement was also brought on board and allowed by the national government. But there has been a significant delay. As we speak, the contractor has not been on the ground. Now, what you expect from that is automatic. There will be delayed delivery. There will be a carryover of a running bill. Once a running bill is carried forward, it becomes a pending bill. So the challenge you are now having in the county is not something to do with the historical pending bills, it's the running pending bills, clear them. And I think by clearing historical pending bills and becoming tough for the contractors when they are given services to provide will help us reduce the load on the. So 2 issues, Director.
Thank you,
progressively, let us have let them raise certificates, let them be paid progressively. And if these payments are not being, we agree in the requisition that comes, certificates that of the requisition that we receive. And then the historical pending bills, small claims should be given a significant percentage on the requisition that we receive per month, so that we clearly redistribute this money across what we receive, because we cannot give what is not there. Are requisitioned and requested over time. The moment we receive, the moment we appreciate that, I think we will get out of this problem. But I want to assure the contract funds to solve the pending bill issue in the county. From the goodwill from His Excellency the Governor, he has beyond 2027, and we are progressively marching towards that delivery. But let us also put our house in order. The contractors should call order to those contractors who are not in line with delivery of services in good time. Thank you. Thank you. And for the last statement, quite frankly, thank you so much, Director, for raising this meeting and bringing the team that is here together. I think next time you can escalate the issues that have been raised for those departments that are not here, and then we can have a conversation with those departments progressively and objectively. But I want to appreciate you have guided us so well. You've been objective. The conversation from all the people I've had talking today has been objective, and this is the way to go. And this is how we move away from the social media walls and become action-oriented. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Bahati, and then Eve.
Thank you, Director Matika. I really appreciate. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, we can hear you.
Asanteni sana. I really appreciate for this forum, because I'm sure after today some action will.
A balance of 35.5 million.
Now I think finance are lying to you, because personally nadai 62.5 million which were never captured in million, which were never captured up to today. Using Tutaweka the meeting that will happen in August. So I'm wondering, I'm one person and I'm not. The files are gonna issue. Their files are okay. Mimi hata files zangu enda examination. They have said that hazina makosa, lakini how they were never put in the list, hawajui kwa nini hazikuwa captured. But I don't want to say names, but I'm sure you know what was happening huko nyuma. For some files to make it to that list, you had to scratch someone's back. So apparently I was not able, because I've been auctioned more than 10 times. My witness hapa hivi, anajua how many times I've been auctioned. And some of these files vile Rodisa amesema wamekuwa wakificha, zingine sijui nani anaficha. As I said kiongea, as per now I've only managed to locate 4 files worth 41 million. Now those files, something interesting about those files, hawezi sema zina makosa, because they have been wamefanya part payments on all of those files. Kuna part payments that were done on those files those years, sio sahi. Na hiyo sasa unaona ongeza now, for me ongeza 62 point something million on your figure of 35 million, ina erase to now ni mimi peke yangu. Add other 5 contractors I know wanadai 5, 10 and another one told me around 7. Unaona tayari inapita 100 million. You need to be very tough with your finance people. Wakupatie the true figure, waambie nipatie zile that made it to the list and those that did not make it to the list. Where are these files? Wewe mwenyewe hata if possible, najua si kazi yako kupitia, but if it's possible, kama inawezekana, tafuta team ipitie zile that were never verified, ziko na kila kazi, because mimi tumeenda hii field mara mingi sana bana, nimelipa pesa ya taxi mara mingi tukienda wa verify hizo kazi, they were verified with
or post 2017.
No, pre, that is 2013, 2014, 2015 huko.
Okay.
That is what I'm talking about. But naongelea zile za kitambo. They are not giving you the right figures. Finance wamekuficha. And that is what Rodis was. The files haziko recorded. For whatever reason, I do not know. Be tough on them. Najua unaweza follow up. Na watakuambia, toeni hizi files zenye mnasema, they never made it to the list. Let's actually have a look at it. Na vile Rodis amesema suggestion that open up, hiyo committee kae mahana some files zimetokea zenye zimefichwa. Some of us are unable. But ziko.
Thank you, Bahati. I've taken the comment in stride. Eva.
Afternoon, thank you, Director.
Good afternoon.
In fact, Bahati has just spoken my mind. I was like, what is happening to the pending bills? They are just okay. When you go there, they're just okay. But then the reason why they're not being paid, we really don't know. So if at all there can be a call, I like way forwards. We've been speaking all through. I've just been hearing what I always hear. But practical way forward where we can be paid our pending bills has not been laid down. And especially the bills 2016, 2013, I don't know why those bills are still there. And then you pardon me, I just go back to industrial park. Sorry about that, because I've been busy kidogo selling Panado. You know, now that there's a pending bill somewhere, I don't have money, so I have to sell Panado here and there to get some money. Brufen. So if I can talk about the industrial park in Luanda. You ferried a contractor from Kisumu, and I wonder now what happens to our contractors, and if at all the county government can even negotiate for our contractors to be sublet the same. Why? It is housing. The national government was able to negotiate for local contractors at least to do something there. So if at all that thing, now that that money is there, you see, money has been allocated. It will not be a pending bill anymore. So money has been allocated. When there is money, our local contractors are not considered. But when there is no money, they want to involve our local contractors and then they don't pay. You see, sasa mnatuumiza, and yet we are looking for revenue surely. Thank you. That's my humble submission.
Thank you, Eva. Okay. Hi. Hii inakwanga moto. In fact, when I put it on the agenda, pending bills, I knew this is where the fire was going to be. But if you listen to what Rodis submitted in this conversation could be taken as the way forward. And that's why I said I was taking down everything that we were talking about here in both types and in issues are going to be transmitted to the responsible departments. But it's true, we have a transparency in these matters so that even you yourselves as contractors and suppliers can be able to track how just a moment. How are we spending, how are we clearing pending bills? Said in this conversation. While we try to implement our programs and projects within the financial year in timely manner so that we still fall within the space that makes sense for your file to be processed and paid, amongst yourselves, contractors, and I hope Rashid is still on this conversation, we also need to check on yourselves. Because kuna wale contractors vile walikuwa awarded na mpaka saa hii, they have not gone to the programs you're talking about that are going to turn into pending bills. Seriously, why project mtu achukue na amalize na zianze on time na ziishe. Rodi, we are at 1 p.m. We're supposed to end this conversation. If I gave you 30 seconds, can you
Okay. Yeah, you know, wakati tuko na pesa hata njaa inapotea. But Matika, let's look at first things first. Surely, the governor has done a very good job by giving us structures. Every department has a minister. a director, a procurement, and an accountant. Surely, why our complaints in departments not being heard? Why can't our files be prepared from the departments? At the end of finances in Gojiage, kulipwa. That is one. Frank, you see, finance department, and allow me to quote the name of our brother Atemba, as much as we have Haizilipa. So these departments, Bonamatika and my friends here, these departments, they may hold files zetu. Watoe files zetu, we are ready to come with our invoices, our deliveries, our attendance list, so that payments can be done from department. The biggest road is from the departments that are there. Especially, if I may just, you will understand, I was in the county every day with the man doing food. Kuleta chai na mkate na nini na events na everything. Surely, I governor, when he came to this county, and up to now I have not been paid, definitely that one will get. So kindly, just assist
me to admit. Are you trying to ask me to admit that I've drank your tea?
That is what we want. You see, when we see the locals being given opportunities to work, we feel good, isn't it, Bonamatika? You will feel good rather than seeing hotels from Kisumu. And funny enough, by the people go to Siala. I have never seen Siala coming to claim its money from Vihiga. Is it like they are paid direct? People go to Eldoret, and I never see hotels from Eldoret coming. But look at the hotels that are here. Look at Rhodes, for example. Look at our brother Broadpark. We are almost closing. Why? Because the county owes us money. Surely, do us a favor and let's just get the systems correct. Thank you.
Gentlemen, ladies, the last issue that we were supposed to look at was VTCs, and specifically there was a question that was raised around Chanzeyue VTC about its status. I wanted to request this meeting to allow me to defer that discussion to the next engagement, and I'm hoping the next engagement is going to be very soon, because in that engagement, I would like us to have a more conclusive conversation on pending bills. And by conclusive, I mean we need to have the responsible departments in this conversation. We have tried to have this conversation, but we are not the departments responsible. So if you'll allow, we defer the VTC, the transaction, to the next conversation, and then we finalize with the issue of transparency and the issue of pending bills committee with the department concerned, as far as implementation and the clearance of our pending bills is concerned, up to and even including the consideration is given that you said of the total bulk of pending bills, Vihiga contractors are only owed 300 million. So that conversation I'm putting it in the recommendations for this next engagement. EGP, I don't know how many of you contractors and suppliers have tried to do business on it, but I am hoping once it's up and running properly, it could be one of the issues that could cure these issues of files and documents going missing that you are alluding to. But it's also a concern that I'm escalating to the department concerned. Now, it has been a very robust conversation. It was a first one, but I think we are going to tighten up screws kidogo pia to limit time, because kuna members wangetaka kuongea lakini wengine waliongea sana, but to make sure that everybody gets a fair platform to also matter at hand. As we conclude, because of time, members, allow me to invite Waziri Kitungulu. He's been with us since the beginning. Daktari, if you're still with us. He's been with us since the beginning. I would like him to say his remarks, and then we conclude. And then we'll go back to our platform and start preparing for the next engagement, and also raise other areas of concern that we'd like to have a conversation about. Waziri.
Thank you, Director Frank, and to all our business community members. First, I want to appreciate the effort of the Office of the Governor and your directorate for under the Department of Public Service for this engagement. And this is one of the engagements that we will be able to indicated about the policy. And you know, I happen to have served it. You call it NARIC. Then the NARIC transited to NAVCDP. And we also have from FAR, which is just started this year. I think one of the underlying challenges, this was a program that was developed by the national government, which had different structures. And when leadership of this program, of the NARI program that started around in 2017, developed. You remember we had many people never took it seriously from the communities. And the people of Vihiga, they see when programs that are funded by the World Bank, they see this is money to it. So most groups were formed, and these groups, when they were given money, most of them did Sambaratika. That was the main challenge. And now NAVCDP was to come and build, because this is a value addition program. So this program, where now whatever will be added or will be made was supposed to be channeled to the Skype. But again, NARI had supported some cooperatives, which was now doing very well. And when the NARI pulled up, you can see inaenda kwa needs. So we have cooperatives that are supposed to, when the NAVCDP developed this program, these value chains are now supposed to be, because we talked about the policy. When I was there, I was able to develop an act in where all the stakeholders could be able to sit, committees, and they'd be able to have a way forward in terms of investment in agriculture. But I can also assure the members, because that sometimes we don't do visibility. I can assure the members that Department of Agriculture always do market surveys. And that is why through this market and visibility studies, we are able to come up with value chains. And these value chains are under development through the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Trade, because I know they are working together. I know that when this NAVCDP program will be ending, we will of how our products will be able to reach to the market through the Skype program. But we need county governments, our people, to change their perception, because like we have no, but now people come up, but along the way, the groups just decide to disappear. Because if you look at the NORAD program, these are programs that we came up so that it can support or revive the economic stimulus program that was started with the late President Kibaki. But we need, as I said, we need to have a deliberate way of speaking to our people.
Waziri, you still with us?
Sorry, I was cut off.
Okay.
I was cut off. Somebody was calling, using a phone. So in a nutshell, we need to see how we can deliberately there are many issues that have been discussed, and as an executive, which are also touching to policy. I think I'll also share with my colleagues so that we see how can we address those challenges the business community are facing out. I think I'll stop at there and thank everyone. Thank even the chair of I've seen the chair of the contractors was there to thank them, the support they have been giving to the county government. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you. Waziri Kadenge, you want to say hello? I can see you in the meeting. Waziri Grace Kadenge.
Thank you, Frank. Yeah, first, I want to take this opportunity to thank the Director for Communication through the Office of the Governor for coming up with this online platform that encourages the community and the business community at large. I believe through this, it's going to strengthen accountability and also improve the quality of service delivery to our people. Thank you so much, the business community, being led by your chair, Rashid, for this engagement. I believe in the next engagement, my department will also be involved and will be able to give highlights on what we are doing as the Department of Transport and Infrastructure. My name is Grace Kadenge, the CEC in charge of Transport and Infrastructure. Thank you.
Thank you, Waziri. On the comment section, I have taken the feedback from Patrick, Alan, and Bahati, and I'm going to include this feedback also in my report after this meeting. For Patrick, yes, all the projects and programs being implemented originate from the CIDP, because it's out of that CIDP that we prepare annual work plans. So we are not pulling anything outside what was envisioned in our CIDP. I am not speaking for the national government, but for the county government of Vihiga, all the programs we're implementing emanate from the CIDP. Now, I would like to give you an assurance that the governor is really committed to the issues we have discussed here today, touching on the expedient completion of CAIPs and also management and payment. Either manageable pending bill or zero balance as far as pending bills are concerned. And it's going to take both parties concerned to achieve that. And I would like one of the recommendations given here by Patrick, who said that he pities any contractor who takes up works when there is no allocated funds in the budget. I agree with that sentiment, Patrick. So I'd like to give the reassurances of the governor as far as management and addressing these issues are concerned. So a big appreciation to the Vihiga business community for accepting the proposal to have this engagement and for convening your members to be here. Thank you, Rashid, for also being part of this conversation. And I'm hoping in the next one, you'll marshal the entire contractor or the business community to also be part of this. Rodi and the Chamber of Commerce, thank you. Let us have the entire leadership next time so that we look at a holistic approach to what we are trying to address here. Waziri Kadenge, Waziri Lunani, Waziri Kitungulu, Chief Officer Anaya, I appreciate your being here. And Mheshimiwa Abudiku, we also thank you for finding time to be with us since the beginning of this conversation. Members, I think we should put a pin in it and we organize for the next one. Thank you for making time and thank you for your contribution. Let us pick it up from here next time. Good afternoon.